The 42 negative confessions from the Egyptian Book of the Dead are often presented as a supposed precursor to, or challenge against, the biblical moral tradition. However, their existence does not undermine the authority of Scripture or the truth of Christianity, for several historical and theological reasons. First, the presence of moral ideas in ancient Egypt simply shows that God's moral law is written on the human heart, Romans 2 verses 14 to 15. The Church has always recognized that even pagan societies retained partial echoes of the natural moral law. Similarities in ethical prohibitions, such as against murder, theft, or lying, do not indicate copying, they indicate a shared human conscience given by God to all peoples. The Egyptian text reflects this universal moral awareness, not a source for biblical revelation. Second, the 42 confessions are embedded in a ritualistic, magical, and polytheistic framework utterly at odds with biblical monotheism. They are recited before a pantheon of gods, tied to spells, and framed within a system of afterlife mechanics foreign to the Hebrew worldview. The external ethical statements cannot be isolated from their underlying theology. Scripture's commandments are rooted in the revelation of the one true God, not in magical formulas or appeasement of deities. Third, the confessions do not predate all biblical moral material, nor do they contain a coherent moral system comparable to the Decalogue. Most scholars date the canonical form of the text to Egypt's New Kingdom, circa 1550 to 1070 BC. While elements may be older, moral traditions in early Israel are similarly ancient, and both reflect the broader ancient Near Eastern moral environment. Nothing in the Egyptian material demonstrates dependence by Israel, nor does it contradict Israel's claim of divine revelation. Finally, Christianity does not stand or fall on whether other cultures had moral codes. The Christian faith rests on the incarnation, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, the fulfillment of Israel's covenantal history, and the self-revelation of God. Ethical parallels with ancient civilizations neither diminish Christ's revelation nor validate Egyptian religion. In short, the 42 negative confessions show that all nations possessed partial glimpses of moral truth, but they do not offer a theological or historical challenge to the Bible or to Christianity. They highlight the universal human longing for righteousness, something that Christianity sees fulfilled not in spells or recitations before Egyptian gods, but in the living communion with the true God revealed in Jesus Christ.